Hello folks, welcome to the Spot On. It's my hope that you've started your week on the right foot. If we're interacting for the very first time, my good name is Sam Wendal. And of course, folks, today I want us to have more of analysis vis-a-vis, discussion. And therefore, I want us to have a critical analysis on what I call how and why William Samoei Ruto decided to pass or to send a coded message through Johnson Arthur Sakaja to Kenyans. Folks, to help us in this particular, analysis, I want you to look at these two videos. The first one.
If we ban Kenya, there's nowhere else we will go. So whatever it takes, and I'm glad that the president has a lot of wisdom. The president is accommodative. The president has said he's ready to work with all leaders. The president has said he's willing to work with all regions. The president has said he's willing to work for those who voted for him and those who didn't vote for him. However, there are some leaders who are trying to become hardliners, to tell the president not to reach out. You don't cut off your nose to spite your face. We all need each other as a country, and I'm sure the president in his wisdom will do the right thing for the people of Kenya, because today he is everyone's father. Yeye ndio baba wetu wote. Lazima tushikilie sote kama wa Kenya. Na Nairobi itaendelea na Kenya itaendelea mbele juu Mungu anatupenda sote.
Folks, that is the first video. Now I want you also to have a look at the second video.
2017 wakauzia Uhuru uoga. Akimakio ma. Sasa, akawaalika kwa serikali. Miaka 5 wamesamisha sisi. Ni wizi mtupu. Kenya wamepora, hakuna kitu imebaki. Nilisema pale Kasarani tumekuta empty coffers. Tukirudi na rais, tukiwa kitini, hata coffers wamebeba. Sasa ati wanapiga kelele, ati maandamano, ati wauzie huyu rais uoga, ati awaite, ati waletwe kwa handshake. Hiyo mnaweza kubali? Rais hako hapo, acha asikie. Mnaweza kubali? Wewe mzee ya maandamano, piga kelele kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Na ujue hata ukipiga kelele, mambo ya handshake hakuna. Na hata ukijaribu kuletewa mlango ya nyuma kwa rais, mimi niko pale kwa hiyo compound nasunguka hapo. Hakuna. Wewe.
Now folks, after looking at these two videos, before we do that critical analysis, if you are on this channel maybe for the very first time and you have not subscribed to the channel, folks, I request you just to take 2 seconds of your time and subscribe to the channel. Folks, that subscription is very important because it goes a long way to make this channel grow. Because, I alone, I cannot make the channel grow. It's through your support that this channel is going to grow. So folks, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly, can you just take 2 seconds of your time and subscribe to the channel. And also remember to like the video, because that particular like is going to make this video to reach out to as many people as possible. And of course, to those who have liked and subscribed already, I can't stop thanking you guys for the support that you've given. Folks, in the first video, you've seen the governor, urging or asking the president to have a sit down with the opposition leaders. That is to bring all leaders together so that at least they can also feel part and parcel of the country. In other words, Johnson Arthur Sakaja is calling for dialogue, and even said that he even accused some people who are close to the president and said that these people, they don't like that unity. Folks, in the second video, you are seeing the deputy president Rigathi Gachagua, castigating Raila Odinga. scolding him that he wants a handshake. He wants a handshake, and he's even telling him, point blank, that he needs to forget about a handshake. And right now, he's telling William Ruto that, look at here, as we don't have anything, if you want to meet this guy, if you want to talk to this guy, as we cannot buy you from doing that, you are the president, but as we can advise you and tell you that this is not the right direction to take. And actually, towards the end, he told off Raila Odinga that he needs to forget about the handshake, and in the event that they try to sneak him in to the president through the back door, he'll definitely, he's roaming somewhere in State House or in that particular office, and he's going to block those particular, that particular advance. Folks, if you are a good, political scientist, you will know that it's not Johnson Sakaja who was speaking, but it was William Ruto who was speaking through Johnson Sakaja. Because look at here, in that particular church service, after Rigathi Gachagua requesting William Ruto not to engage in any form of handshake whatsoever with the opposition, when William Ruto stood up to speak, he did not talk about the politics of handshake. If you remember well, he only talked about the opposition, their demand of reconstituting IEBC, and he told off the opposition that, what, guys, whatever I did was within the constitution, and that's what the constitution expected me to do. Anything above that, my hands are tied. He did not talk about whether he's going to have a handshake, whether he's going to have a dialogue or any kind of meeting with the opposition. And that's why I'm saying that he used Johnson Sakaja to pass that particular message. Folks, were it not that he had sent Sakaja to utter those sentiments, I'm so sure that William Ruto could have, reacted to what his deputy had said, and maybe to assure the residents that, what, this time around, I'm not going to have an engagement with the opposition. Folks, the reason as to why you are seeing Rigathi Gachagua becoming mad day in, day out, he knows the repercussion that awaits him in the event that William Ruto decides to have a talk with the opposition. And as they say that history repeats itself, the same thing that William Ruto went through is the same thing Rigathi Gachagua is going to go through, because he will now be thrown to be number 3 or even the 4th person in terms of seniority. Because remember, in this particular administration, you've seen the position of Musalia Mudavadi being created out of the blue moon. And in that pecking order, you can confidently say that Mudavadi is the second in command. So Rigathi Gachagua doesn't want anybody to come in between him, Mudavadi, and the president. And that's why you are seeing him even swearing with his life and saying that provided that he's still alive, that there is no any handshake that is going to happen in between the president and the opposition, or any form of dialogue. So folks, up to that particular explanation, you can now relate and tell who are these people that Johnson Sakaja is claiming that there are some people who are holding the president hostage, that there are people who surrounds Ruto who fears unity. So you know who these people are. Now this one takes me to the second part of this particular analysis. Why William Ruto used Johnson Sakaja to pass that particular coded message. Folks, it's very simple. One, Sakaja is the governor of Nairobi County. And you know that Nairobi County is the capital city of Kenya. And of course, anything that happens, mostly they start in the city. And as a governor, he has got that mandate of doing so. Remember that even though Johnson Sakaja is the governor of Nairobi County, remember that Nairobi County is basically Azimio's stronghold, and as a governor, he has got he's the custodian of this county, and he knows, or he has been there, he knows what is likely to happen. And the custodian of this county, he has to do everything possible, to protect it. And that's why William Ruto used him. The second reason is because, remember, Johnson Sakaja's kind of politics. He is more liberal and accommodative, because when you look at Rigathi Gachagua, most people, do confuse him to an individual who is not only the deputy president of Kenya, but he comes out, he has been, he has positioned himself as the deputy president of Mount Kenya region. And then number three, there is that political bromance between Sakaja and William Ruto. Something that did not just start yesterday or last year. This is something that is dated back to the year 2010, when they started working on Jubilee, and Sakaja played a critical role ensuring that URP by then and Jubilee by then, these particular parties came together and stuck together and won the election. And that's why you even saw him in that was last year when he wanted, or when he was contesting for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat. It's actually William Ruto who intervened and gave him the direct ticket because he knows his kind of politics. Folks, this particular development is coming at the backdrop of the 20th of March ultimatum by the Azimio party, or the Azimio coalition. And as a president, I once opined on this channel that any leader, any president who is running an effective government will have not wished for anything called mass action, to take place within their jurisdiction, because the repercussion of mass action is dire. Folks, for instance, the issue of losing of lives, properties being destroyed, people not going to work, and these are things that can be avoided. And as a president, right now, William Ruto is not at the same level where he was when Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had the handshake. So right now he has got that mandate that he can decide, to thwart this particular problem. Well, in the media, he can be tough. He can tell us how much they don't want handshake, how much they not even listen to the position. But behind the scenes, that's what they are doing, and maybe he's doing everything, or that is a clear sign that he's willing to have a sit down with the opposition and maybe address some of their issues, something that the deputy president does not want. Why? I think the reason I've said, he will be sidelined. Folks, I don't know what you think of this video. You can always let me know of your, what you think in the comment section. Do you want the opposition and the government to have a sit down? Do you want them to talk? Do you want handshake? You can always let me know of the same in the comment section. And of course, if you have not subscribed, you've watched this video from the beginning up to this time, and you have not subscribed, kindly remember to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, let us meet in the next video. Thank you.